How are you today? I'd like to explain some rules of positive and negative numbers: multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. First, I'd like to explain some rules of multiplication and similarity division, because there are signs positive and number. Positive is divided by negative, or negative is divided by positive, or the positives with them or negative with them. Multiplication: minus 8 times plus 3, using the signs of the values 8 and 3. Minus 8 times plus 3, if the signs are different in multiplication or division. If the signs are different, then the result is negative. The sign of the result minus. But if the signs are the same, in multiplication or division, then the result is positive. We can say the sign of the result is positive. The sign is plus. Minus 8, for example, minus 8 times plus 3, the signs are different than the sign of the result minus. The result minus 24. Plus 8 times minus 3, the signs are different too than the sign of the result minus 24. But if we have the same signs, minus times minus or plus times plus, minus 8 times minus 3 plus 24, because the signs are the same, minus times minus plus 24. Plus 8 times plus 8 plus 24, because the signs are the same, plus and plus. Okay, in that division operation, minus 8 over plus 2, the form of the division operation as a fraction, because the numerator is divided by the denominator. Minus 8 is divided plus 2, or we can say minus 8 over plus 2, the sign of the result minus. 8 over 2, 4. Minus, because the signs are the same. These rules is related to the multiplication and the division. If the signs are different, then the signs are different. Minus over plus. The result is negative. The sign of the result minus 4. We can say plus 8 over minus 2, the sign of the result minus. The result is minus 4, because the signs are different. These forms of rules of multiplication and division operation. If the signs are different, then the result is negative. The signs are different in division. Minus 8 over plus 2, minus 4, because signs are different. Plus 8 over minus 2, minus 4. If we have the same signs, minus 8 over minus 2 or plus 8 over plus 2, the signs or plus. Minus over minus plus. Plus over plus plus. Plus 4, the result at the two calculations, plus 4. Minus over minus plus. Plus over plus plus, because the signs are the same. Plus plus same. Minus minus same. The signs of the results in the two calculations is positive. The sign is plus. In the addition operation, we can say the sign is related to the number before this number. Minus 8 plus 3, we can detect the minus because the value of 8 is greater the value of 3 without the signs. 8 greater than 3. Then the sign of the result minus because the greatest value is 8 and the sign of the greater value minus. Minus 5. What is the greater value? Minus 3 and 8. What is the greater value? The greater value because plus than minus. We can use the bracket after removing bracket plus 8 minus 3 and the greater value without the sign 8 after removing bracket plus 8 minus 3. 8 is the greater value, the sign of it plus, and the result plus 5. Okay, you must remove the bracket minus 8. Then to remove the bracket you must multiply plus and minus after removing bracket. Plus times minus. What is the result of sign? Plus times minus. Plus times minus. The different signs in the multiplication, the sign minus. Plus times minus minus. What is the result? Minus 8 minus 3. Then the result minus minus. The signs are the same. We can add the values and detect the sign minus. 8 plus 3, 11. Because signs are the same, minus and minus, we can detect the same sign minus and adding the values minus 11. Okay. Finally, in the addition operation, plus 8 plus 3, the sign of 3 plus, the sign of 8 plus. Then we can say there are the same signs. The result plus, we can detect the same signs. If we have the same signs in the addition operation, then we can add minus minus minus, but we can add the values without signs. So plus 8 plus 3, there are the same signs. Plus plus, the result plus, and add the values of the calculation without signs. 8 plus 3, 11, and the sign plus because there are the same signs. Finally, I'd like to explain the subtraction operation. In the subtraction operation, for example, minus 8 minus plus 3. After removing, you must remove the brackets. Minus 8 because there is not sign before the bracket of minus 8. Then we can remove without changing the sign. Minus 8. Minus times plus minus. Minus 8 minus 3. By multiplying minus and plus. Minus times plus. Multiply signs. Minus times plus. If we have the different signs, the result minus. Minus 8 minus 3. Then we can add values without signs. 11. But what is the sign? Minus. The signs minus. Minus 11. Minus 8 minus 3. Okay. The second example in the subtraction operation. Plus 8 minus minus 3. The sign of 8 plus. But the sign of 3 after removing the bracket. Plus 8, we we must multiply minus by minus. Minus inside the bracket and minus outside the bracket. For removing the bracket, you must multiply signs. Minus times minus, plus 3, plus and plus, plus 8 plus 3. You have the same signs. Then you must deduct the signs because they have the same signs. Then deduct the same signs. Plus 8 and 3, we must add the values. The result plus 11. In the third operation, minus 8 minus 3, you must multiply minus times minus. Then we can say minus 8 because you must multiply minus times minus plus 3. Minus 8 plus 3. If we have the different signs, you deduct the sign of the greater value. What is the greater value? What is the greater value? 8 and 3 without signs. 8. Then you must deduct the sign of the greater value. Minus 8. Then the sign of the result minus the greater value 8 and the sign of the greater value minus. You must deduct the sign of the result minus and the difference between 8 and 3, 5. The result is minus 5. Okay. Finally, minus 8 minus 3 without brackets or parentheses, plus 8 minus 3. The sign of 8 plus and the sign of 3 minus. The sign of 8 is the sign of result because the greater value of the calculation 8 is the sign positive. Positive and the difference between 8 and 3 because there are different signs 5. So the result plus 5. These are rules of positive and negative in the 4 operations: multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Goodbye.